When it comes to future trends in recruitment, selection, and assessment, one thing I do not think is going to take off in 2025 is an AI-driven talent matching system. Something that can just pre-screen a CV and then tell you magically that this is going to be a good candidate. There are a few reasons why this is the case, some legal and bureaucratic and some practical and theoretical. So there are a few really big hurdles for this, at least in the UK and in Europe. One is GDPR. So that approach is almost certainly going to come under automated decision making. Very difficult thing to get through, especially with high stakes things like recruitment selection. The system, even before AI really took off, was not geared towards that kind of decision making. It would be hard to get that through and to defend it. Second, we now have the AI Act in the EU, which applies, of course, to the UK as well. That has very seriously limited the applications of AI. Doing this is almost certainly not going to have grounds. You're very unlikely to be able to get through any kind of legal process that would support this because, again, very high stakes decision making that is being done exclusively by an AI. Even if you have some sort of human intermediary just reading the output that it gives you, we all know that it is the AI making the decision. Okay, and as it stands, the system is not set up for that. Now, in America, potentially that's something they could implement. It's much more cavalier when it comes to the use of AI. That is something they could theoretically implement. Now, my concerns about that, practical and theoretical perspective, is that CV content, historically, has not been very useful for making screening decisions. Every hiring manager convinces themselves that they are, and they use them and, pretend they've got a crystal ball that can read the candidate's potential just based on the buzzwords in the personal statement. That was never effective. That was only ever to arbitrarily cut numbers down. That never really worked. Now that they're all written by AI, it's even less information in the actual document itself, okay? So there's nothing to pull. So it's like giving a random set of numbers to an AI and saying, find me some trends. It's going to find something because it will hallucinate. It will just make up some rule arbitrarily and then decide, okay, these are the good candidates, and then give you some spiel as to why. It's almost certainly not going to pull anything because it's working on basically AI dummy data anyway. There's nothing to pull out. CVs are not good tools for screening people. And so all you're doing is outsourcing the job to an AI who's going to do probably an equally poor job, realistically, or certainly worse. There's no real value to be had there. More effectively would be just avoiding the whole concept and just using very simple application forms with qualifying questions. That would work infinitely better, and then assess people on things that actually matter, have some evidence behind them. So no, I don't see this taking off. Certainly not in the UK and in Europe. The rules are just against it. It is not easy to do, and realistically, I don't think it would work even if you tried.